Okay, welcome back, everyone. YouTube world, we are bringing to you another episode, another global news podcast. And here today, we're going to talk about DC versus Marvel. And we're going to go in part one and part two. Now, today, I have here with me the YouTube gamer DualCon5ive. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So let me talk to you about something. I haven't posted in a while because I'm having troubles with my microphone. It's not importing my voice onto like the live. If you watched the Ratchet and Clank Part 6, which was my last part, we had beaten the game, you didn't hear my voice at all. My voice was I'm a commentary gaming YouTuber, which this kind of upsets me, and so we're trying to find a new headset. Until then, I'm not going to be posting for a while, so yeah.
Okay, so there's many people who look at Marvel and DC and comics, okay? DC versus Marvel was a comic book mini-series, intercompany crossover, published by DC Comics and Marvel Comics on April to May 1996. Okay? Each company would publish 2 issues of the series. Thus, the title difference between issue number 1 and 4 as DC versus Marvel from DC, and issues number 2 through 3 from Marvel and Marvel versus DC. The series was written by Ron Mars and Peter David, with art by David Jurgens and Claudio. Okay. The special crossover series pitted Marvel Comics superheroes against their DC counterparts in battle. The outcome of each battle was determined by reader ballot, which was distributed in advance to comic book stores. Now, when we look at this created a battle that set the stage for the intricate plot that we're going to go over today. And we have here, okay, who personify the DC and Marvel comics and the DC and Marvel universes. Okay. Each became aware of the other's existence and challenge one another to a series of duels involving each universe's respective superheroes. Okay, those losing universe would cease to exist. The story had an out of universe component, in that the one outcomes of the primary battles were determined by reader votes. Okay. So as we mentioned, the ballots were handed out to the bookstores. They were to take these home. They were to take these ballots home, and they would read the book, and then they would cast their votes. Okay. Numerous of smaller story-driven skirmishes occurred throughout the series, not counted with the primary duels meant to determine the outcome between the brothers. Okay. Now, there were 11 battles fought between the two universes. Now, did you want to go over how you came about with understanding the when did you first get into comics?
Well, I didn't really know about comics that much, but when I first started to get into DC Marvel, it's when so let me just speak. So I had this game. It was called. Well, I had this one game. This is when I first started to get into Marvel. Really ever started hearing it. It was this was there was this game. I had it on the Xbox. It's Lego Marvel Avengers. So I play a lot of Lego games because I liked Lego as a kid. And it was one of my favorite games as a kid. So I had played halfway, but there was one level I couldn't beat, and so I never ended up finishing that one level. So, yeah.
Okay, so when you got into the knowledge of knowing about Marvel, it was through a video game.
Yes.
And so what did you learn? Because I'm pretty sure there was other paraphernalia that you saw through other books, right? Or should I say TV shows and other things that were similar. Can you name like a movie or something like that you saw? That was kind of like similar to the game, or that drew everything together, or you were like, hey, this is similar to the game I was playing, or this was, hey, this is interesting. So what clicked for you in regards to that?
Well, we had this movie. I think it was called. It was Spider-Man. I don't know. It was the Tobey Maguire version, so it wasn't the Andrew Garfield or the Tom Holland version. So this was like a part of the original series, and it was, I think, the third one and the third one or the second one. No, it's the second one. Yeah, it's the second one. So I had watched that movie. I didn't really understand the concept of it. We had the DVD disc. I didn't really know what it was about. I hadn't watched the first movie. The only Spider-Man related movie I had ever watched was that one. That was the first ever Spider-Man movie. Then later, the first ever Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie that I had watched was Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Electro and Green Goblin. And then for Tom Holland, which is the new Spider-Man, I'm gonna have to go with Homecoming. Yeah, Homecoming. That was the first ever Tom Holland movie. So I had seen all three new Spider-Mans. It's just that they were, those were all the movies, Spider-Man movies I had watched. And yeah.
Okay.
And that's what really made me spark up Marvel that much.
Okay, so we're going to start and go into the 11 battles, okay? And the result of the following 6 battles were determined by the miniseries creative team, okay? Now, the first battle began with Aquaman representing DC versus Neymar, the Submariner, representing Marvel. Okay. Now, out of these two, you're probably not familiar with Aquaman, but I would like for you, as we go through these battles, I'm going to ask you before we read the results, who do you believe won? Okay. So my first question is, who do you believe won the battle out of Aquaman and Namor the Submariner?
I think I don't know. Aquaman? I think
Okay,
yeah, maybe
so
Aquaman.
okay, and that's fine. Just give us one, and we'll keep it going.
Aquaman.
All right. Okay, so DualCon chose Aquaman. Let's see. Okay, Aquaman won by summoning a whale to leap out of the water and land on top of Namor. Okay, since Namor is pinned and unable to move, he is declared the loser.
Okay.
So you had that correct. Okay.
Yay.
Now, so that gives DC
1 point.
1 point and Marvel 0. Okay. On to the next battle. Okay.
Okay.
The next battle is with Elektra representing Marvel versus Catwoman representing DC. Okay. Who do you think
I think
won
Marvel,
between those two?
pretty sure Marvel's gonna win this one.
No. I need to know the character.
Oh, Elektra?
Okay. Elektra. Okay. So DualCon went with Elektra. Okay. Let's see. Elektra won by cutting off Catwoman's whip, and as she hung from a garter and a building under construction, but Catwoman survived by falling into a dumpster filled with sand. So here you have it. Elektra winning over Catwoman, which gives Marvel 1 point and
DC 1
DC
point.
no point. So
1 to 1.
DC has a total of 1 and Marvel has a total of 1.
So
Okay. So let's go to the next battle. The next battle is between The Flash, representing DC,
Ooh, okay.
versus Quicksilver.
Okay.
Who do you think will win out of these two?
I like Quicksilver. He's my favorite speedster in Marvel. I really like him. I'm being honest. He's my favorite character. But I think Flash is gonna win this because Flash has defeated people that is stronger than him, and he has thought of some pretty smart things, and yeah, I just think the Flash is gonna win.
So you say The Flash, and I believe that, to be honest with you, The Flash is animated to be to be considered stronger the way they built this person up. And obviously Quicksilver is more a little sleek and cool, calm with his speed. So let's see who wins. You have anything you want to say? You chose Flash, right?
I don't think I have anything to say about that. I just think Flash is gonna win.
Okay, so with that being said, the Flash won using superior speed. That's simple.
Okay, that's cool.
So that was correct. So that gives DC a total of 2 points, and Marvel currently has 1 point. So DC is currently taking the lead over Marvel. Okay, now let's look at the next battle.
Okay.
Now, some people may not be into the series of Batman and Robin, as we know, are considered a. I remember when I was younger, we used to watch the Batman show, and Robin was there supporting Batman against the Joker and the Riddler and all the other villains. And I've always been had an eye for the Batman movies as well, even after that. So this in particular, we talk about Robin, okay, versus Jubilee. Jubilee. So Robin represents DC, Jubilee represents Marvel. And isn't Jubilee a girl?
What? Wait, hold on.
I'm just asking.
You sure?
I'm just asking. Isn't Jubilee a girl?
Oh, what?
So
That is just wrong.
So
That is wrong. They have a man against a woman.
Hey, it's kind of funny because it doesn't seem like Marvel is like taking these characters serious.
Yeah.
And you know what? I just believe they're not made for battle. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I think who I think is gonna win? Probably Robin. I mean, Jubilee is special. I don't really know much about her.
Okay. Let's see.
I think Robin's gonna win, definitely.
Okay. Well, let's see a little bit about Jubilee. Okay, Jubilee Lee. Okay, Jubilation, Jubilee short Lee, Jubilation Lee is a fictional character appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics, most commonly in association with X-Men. So whenever you hear of X-Men, you'll hear of Jubilee. Created by writer Chris Claremont.
Okay.
And the artist is Mark. Okay.
Hey, that sounds a lot like Mark Zuckerberg.
So that's Jubilee. She is a part of the X-Men series. So Robin or Jubilee?
Robin.
Okay. So let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, so Robin represents DC and Jubilee represents Marvel. Okay, Robin won by using his cape. His cape.
Yes.
As a decoy, and then tying up Jubilee. Okay, so if some of you guys out there know about the Matador Bull competitions, the Matador used the red apron as a decoy for the bull as he's performing and entertaining the crowd. Seems like Robin did the same thing with Jubilee. Okay, so with that being said, DC picks up one extra point, and that brings the grand total to 1,
2, I think.
2, 3-1.
3-1. Okay.
So DC is currently ahead 3-1
Win
versus Marvel. Any
I got
at this point, at this point, can you say who you think will come out on top out of DC versus Marvel? Now DC is winning 3-1 right now.
I think Marvel. I'm betting on Marvel. Trust me.
Okay, so Marvel. That's interesting. Well, we know that it is 3-1 at this point, and we believe that DualCon believes Marvel is going to win, and I kind of believe so, but at this point it's hard to determine. So for the next battle, is between the Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer, not
Yes.
Surfer. You and your
Surfer, yes, Silver Surfer. That's how you know I don't really know about this stuff. So, the Silver Surfer, okay, he's made out of silver, is a fictional character appearing in American comic book published by Marvel Comics, okay? The character also appears in a number of movies, television, and video game adaptations. The character was created by Jack Kirby and first appeared in the comic book. That's Quicksilver, representing Marvel versus Green Lantern. Out of these two, who do you believe will win? Green Lantern, DC, the Silver Surfer, representing Marvel.
I'm gonna go with Silver Surfer. I don't really know much about him, but you know what I think about like Silver Surfer and Green Lantern? They're basically like equals to me. So like what I mean by that is like I think they're the same. They're not stronger than each other. They're not weaker than each other. They can almost do the same thing. It just gives me those vibes. But I think Silver Surfer is just a little bit stronger. So yeah.
Okay, so in a fictional world, we look at the comparison with DualCon saying that Silver Surfer will come out on top. Let's see. The Silver Surfer won when both collided with each other and released a huge explosion which knocked out Green Lantern, but left the Silver Surfer unfazed. Okay?
I know
Like two goats
I
colliding.
might know why. I might know why that is.
Why?
If you don't know this and you're not a Marvel fan, Silver Surfer works for Galactus. So, yeah.
And Galactus represents Marvel.
Yeah. He's a part of the Marvel
And what do we
universe.
do? Like, what is Galactus? I'm just curious about that character.
So basically he's very huge, like ginormous. He's not sized to the Hulk. He is bigger than the planet. So basically
Okay.
yeah, he is basically just
Okay. Big.
yes, but I'm not done yet. So basically what he does is just like nom nom nom. Because he's bigger than the planets, for food, instead of eating food, he eats planets for dinner.
Oh, okay.
And so like
Excuse me.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
Well,
what he is. He's just a giant that eats on planets.
okay. Well,
And Silver Surfer works for him, so that's all.
so with that being said, Silver Surfer represents Marvel. That gives Marvel 2 points and DC 3. So currently DC is ahead of Marvel
Yes.
by a point, and it's 3-2. Let's go into our next battle.
Dun, 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 dun.
Now, this battle is made up of Thor, which a lot of you may be familiar with because he just currently been in a couple of recent movies over the past couple of years. Give me the name of one of them.
I think Thor Ragnarok, and there's a new movie coming out. There's a new Thor movie, Thor Love and Thunder. That's what it's called. So I think it's coming out in 2023.
Okay. So
yeah.
Thor also played in the Avengers movie?
Yes.
Okay, that's the one I thought you were going to say. Okay, so Thor represents Marvel versus Captain Marvel representing DC. Who do you think? Who you got in this one?
That's easy. I mean, I don't think. Okay, now some of y'all may be confused why he said, "Oh, Captain Marvel." I'm gonna get to that topic. Captain Marvel is just Shazam. That's just a nickname for him. and Shazam is a part of DC. Shazam is a part of DC, so yeah. He's nicknamed as that. So I think Thor's gonna win because no one can. I don't think people can beat. Sure, there are people who has beaten Thor before, but he's definitely strong and he's beaten a lot of people. So yeah, I think Thor's gonna win this one.
Okay, so all right, let's go and let's kind of distinguish between the two because we do have Thor representing Marvel while Captain Marvel representing DC, which is kind of confusing. So let's talk about who Captain Marvel is. Okay. Captain Marvel, also known as Shazam, a hero appearing in American comic books, originally published by Fawcett Comics and currently published by DC Comics.
Okay, can I also say something? He also here's how so here's the rest of his character. Billy Batson, this kid, or I don't know. He whenever he wants to, he can just turn into his Captain Marvel, and yeah, whenever he wants to. So, but there's like there is a little problem with that. It a little bit gets hard to control the ability to switch back and forth. So yeah, I think Thor's gonna win this.
Okay, so with that being said, Thor won when Captain Marvel was forced to change back to his alter ego, Billy Batson. Billy tried to change back, but Thor used what?
Mjolnir
To intercept the lightning bolt that would have transformed him back into Captain Marvel. The resulting impact knocked Billy out and sent Thor's hammer flying off into the distance. Now, I was just going to ask, how many of you want to know what Mjolnir? How you pronounce it?
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir is.
Yes.
How many of you want to know what Mjolnir is?
Okay, so for people who just don't know about Marvel and just only is fed off of DC, Mjolnir is Thor's hammer. So, there's this thing where Odin gave him the hammer, and I'm not gonna get into that stuff, but you have to be worthy unless to hold it because it's too hard to hold, and there are rules for holding Mjolnir. You can go look that up if you don't know, but you gotta follow those rules, or that at least happens that just has to happen for other people to hold the hammer, and these rules also apply to Captain America because the rules happened to him, so they're like, okay, he's worthy as well. So yeah.
Okay, so Thor winning, which he's represent Marvel, which gives Marvel a tying, not a lead, but a tie with
3
DC.
2?
So
Yeah,
it's
3
to 3. Now, this will conclude part 1 of DC versus Marvel, and I want to thank you guys for listening in, and we ask you to join us when we do part 2. This is global news, and we ask, if you haven't hit the like and you're enjoying what you hear, don't forget to share this video and subscribe. And by the way, also go over there and subscribe to DualCon5ive's channel, because he has some of these games on his channel, and you can catch him playing these games and commentating. So stay tuned for part 2, and we thank you once again. Y'all have a great day.